Chattin with Staxx, baby.
We haven't probably seen a good flick like this since, what'd you say, Zero Casino, maybe?
Yeah, Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
Doing good. We're on set here filming, bringing you live in the Park Motel, rundown seedy section of Florida City.
When I was doing promotional work for Street Smart all along up to that point, I've done other press and other podcasts. They kept on saying, we're going to talk about his role in the Irishman, and then Street Smart, his role in the Irishman. I want to say, what role?
I would walk around the corner and everybody would stuff dollar bills in my pocket. By the time I got home, I had $6-7 in my pocket. It was like big time then. I was a little kid,
Italian mother, Italian father. Nobody spoke English in the family. A lot of fights because they used to make fun of me because I didn't speak English. Yeah. And just grew up South Bronx boy.
The first time I remember actually meeting him was, I guess, 1969, 1970. My father was in with Papa Doc Duvalier, and he was running boats. They called them junkets with gamblers to Haiti.
Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the inmate who escaped from prison. He was in prison on a life sentence for a bombing in Las Vegas, and he escaped. So before we get started, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Make sure you put the bell on all so you can get all the videos. So, this dude, they're searching for, on Tuesday, a 42-year-old convicted bomb maker who escaped from a Nevada prison where he's serving a life sentence for a deadly 2007 explosion outside a Las Vegas Strip resort. The governor ordered an investigation into the incident after he said, late Tuesday, his office learned the escape had been missing from the medium security prison since early in the weekend. So they don't even know when this dude left. This is unacceptable, the governor said. Officials didn't realize until Tuesday morning that this dude was gone. His name is really hard to pronounce. Porfirio Duarte Herrera was missing during a head count in Southern District Correctional Center in Las Vegas. The State Department of Correctional statement said terms were looking for him. Damn, man. He was convicted in 2010 of killing a hot dog stand vendor using a motion-activated bomb in a coffee cup on top of a parked car at the Luxor Hotel. Now that's the one with the it looks like a pyramid and it has the light coming off the top. The Luxor. What's good, Red? How you doing? Shout out to Red. Go check out his channel. He's got a lot of good content. And there's a lot of good content coming really soon, too. If you guys have no clue what I got in store for you guys. I got some inside knowledge on the Whitey Bulger incident. And one of my friends from a while ago, from years ago, hit me up on Instagram, and we're going to link up. He was Cellies with Whitey Bulger, however you say his name. And we're going to talk about some of the stories. He was in Cellies with him for a long time. Yeah, man, there he is right there, Wayne. Shout out to Wayne. It's going to be some good content. You guys don't want to miss the content we're going to drop. It's going to be insane. Content that you haven't seen before on any other channel. And we're going to bring it to you. So this dude, he set off a bomb. Records show his co-defendant, Omar Denvers remained in custody Tuesday. The 47-year-old from Guatemala serving a life sentence in a different part of Nevada prison system for murder, attempted murder, explosives, and other charges. Well, it looks like they kept that guy in a more secure prison than this other guy. The Clark County District Court jury spared both men the death penalty in the slaying of Willabando Durantes Antonio, who prosecutors identified as a boyfriend of this dude's ex-girlfriend. So that's why they killed the dude. It's the ex-boyfriend, or it's the new boyfriend of the ex-girlfriend of one of these guys. Prosecutors said jealousy was the motive for the attack. On the top deck of a two-story parking structure, the blast initially raised fears of a terrorist attack on the strip. Officials described this dude's name's Duert. They described him as 5'4" tall, 135 pounds, brown eyes, and brown hair. Conduct and complete through investigation into quickly as possible. This kind of security lapse cannot be permitted. This dude escaped during the weekend and he's still gone. Like, how does this even happen? How does someone get allowed to, like, how? How do they not report it for so long? Yankees for life. What's good, man? Shout out to you, bro. You said Scott Bernstein has big surprises coming. You just wait and see. I got some really big surprises coming. You guys are going to be blown out the water with the stuff that we're going to be showing you guys. And there's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, buddy, we're going to talk some real shit. Some real life shit. Stay tuned for the realest Chatting with Staxx ever. And it's going to be dropping real soon. You guys are going to be blown away at this content. No security on this guy. Like, he should have been held in a maximum security prison. Why was he placed in a minimum security prison? Because what? He had a good record in prison? He was good for a little bit. Is that why they moved him? And now this dude's on the run. They ain't gonna catch his ass. I don't know. Eventually they do. But, you know, it takes time for them to catch up to him. They're probably right behind him. Let me see if there's any new information. All right, this is 17 hours ago. It was the latest. And that was the one I just read, you guys. I can't believe he escaped during the weekend and they did not know he was gone until... All right, I got one from 6 hours ago. Inmate serving life sentence for Las Vegas Luxor hotel bombing. Murder escapes prison. So the bombing happened in 2007. Ongoing Wednesday. At least 5 days since the inmate was last accounted for. Insane. He's 42 years old. He's missing Friday evening. Damn, he's been missing since Friday evening and they didn't know he was gone until Tuesday. That's crazy, man. How does this even happen? So, through the whole weekend, how did they do head counts and not count this guy? Like, how? It's impossible. It's a minimum security facility northwest of Las Vegas. I have a map of where this place is. Indian Springs. It's kind of near Indian Springs. It's crazy. I don't know how this dude did it, man. He was missing until 7 a.m. when a head count on Tuesday. At the time of the escape, he was serving a life sentence in prison. 2009 conviction. He considered dangerous, should not be approached. They should call 911 for the details, including why it took days before prison officials realized he was missing. Department says, placed it on full lockdown. So now, all the people who are in the prison, right? All the other people who have to stay in that prison, they have nothing to do with the escape, nothing. They all have to be punished now because of this guy. They're going to take away all their going outside, all their extra things they could do. Go to a rec yard or do this and that. They're going to have the facility on lockdown just because they couldn't count one inmate. So now all the other inmates have to suffer too. What's good, Cindy? How are you? Since Friday. He's been missing since Friday. Has to be an inside job. Dude's definitely in Mexico. I appreciate you, Red. Yeah, he might have been a trustee. But so that's what I don't get, right? I went to prison. I couldn't be a trustee. I couldn't be outside because I've been convicted of armed home invasion before. If you have a level 4 offense in Connecticut, they will not let you be on the work crew. You cannot go outside the prison. They won't let you clean up garbage. You can't go on the work crew type shit. They're not going to let you if you're a level 4 inmate. And if you ever been convicted of a level 4 crime, you're not going to be getting outside clearance and things like that. So I don't know if I went to another state, I don't know if my record would follow me to another state and they would hold that against me. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. 3 counts per day, right? It seemed when I was locked up, they were counting us all the time. It seemed like all the time. Nah, he didn't tunnel out. I don't think so. I don't know. It doesn't really say his background or what. How many head counts do prisons do in a 24-hour period? So I know they count you at night when you're sleeping. When you wake up, I think they count you after breakfast. And then they count you around 10 o'clock. And then they count you after lunch, around 1. 3 major head counts in minimum security, 100%. But they do more in between. Like, I used to hate that shit. Make you stand up with your clothes on outside of the, if you were in a dorm, they would make you wear your tans outside of the, so man, looking at it, it's really hard to escape without help. It's really hard. You can't do it without help. You're not going to get far. They're going to grab you. You're going to be done. Morning, lunch, night counts besides their normal checks. Yeah, man. And then, like, say if there's wreck, they count you. You go in and out of the building, they're going to count you again. If you go to the gym, they're going to count you every time. If you go to the law library, they're counting every person. So how the hell did this guy get away for 4 days? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's 5 days. How did he get through 5 days without being counted? Doesn't even make sense. someone that worked there has to be in on this, or he must have paid money, something. But it doesn't say how he got out. Like it doesn't say if he was getting transferred. It doesn't say if he was on like an outside work detail. It doesn't say if he snuck out a door. It doesn't give you like really details on how it happened. Work crew. I was in a work crew, just different kind of work. Your record definitely follows you. Yeah, man, I was pissed off because they were letting everyone else go outside. And when I was in a lower level prison, I think a level 3, they wouldn't let me go outside, and they let everyone else go. Everyone else was able to get a job outside, and I'd stay inside. And then it was some people with worse crimes than me, and they were able to go outside. So I don't know. It was crazy. It's all pick and choose. There's another guy that I know, and he knows who he is after I say this. He escaped from prison, and he got away. He was in Rikers Island. He escaped. He was working for, I think it was a captain or current, whatever it is, one of the correction officers. The guy had the day off, so he broke into the cop's locker when the normal cop had the day off. He broke into the locker. He took out the jacket, the cop's jacket. He stole the screwdriver, the cop's jacket, and he went in the garbage can. He had another inmate push him outside. Now, Rikers Island, you're stuck on an island. If you get out of the jail, you're still on an island. You have to get off of this island somehow. So he was a car thief. He stole a car, and there's like 3 checkpoints to get off of Rikers Island. He's walking around the island outside. He's thinking he's going to get shot at any moment. And he finds a station wagon, an older station wagon. And he steals the station wagon, and he drives it towards the first checkpoint. And he's shitting his pants. He said he pulls up and his arm's out the window and he has the badge on. And the cop just waved him through. And he was like, how? And the cop just waved him through. So he gets to the next checkpoint. And he said he leaned his arm out the window so they could see the badge on his shoulder. And he said he pulled. So say if this is the booth where the cop sits, like there's a cop inside of the booth. He said he pulled the station wagon so that it was the back of the station wagon was at the back at the end of the booth. So he's already past the booth. And I guess the cop was talking to somebody else as he stopped the car. And he yelled at him, "What the fuck? I'm going to be late, blah, blah, blah." The cop waved him through. So now he has one more checkpoint to get to. So if they get him and he's alive, because normally they're gunning for you. They will kill you if you escape. And I know you know this, Wayne. They make you sign a paper that you will, they can kill you. Basically, that if you run, you will die. They say that. Definitely, it could be 1-2 weeks. It all depends on the investigation. Shit, they're going to keep that prison on lockdown for probably a month, bro. Especially with letting an inmate like that. They're probably going to keep it on lockdown for about a month. And it's going to be brutal in there for them dudes. They're going to shake it down left and right. They're going to treat them like shit. Because one inmate will ruin it for everybody. Another example of that is the Cheshire home invasion. When that happened in Connecticut, they took everybody that was on parole and they put him back in prison. Everybody. It didn't matter, because the two guys who did the Cheshire home invasion, they were both on parole. And they said, obviously, there's a problem somewhere with this, with the whole system and how everything was being done. Damn, bro, we're gonna talk about that one too, man. Shit, I can't wait to get you on, man. Shit, I'll drop the link right now if you want to jump on and tell a quick story, man. It's up to you. I'll drop the link right now, and you can tell me a quick story. But that's up to you, bro. Shit, every time I was in prison, I was looking for a way out. Every single time. Didn't matter. I'm trying to get the hell out, man. Yo, make sure you guys hit the like button. Here, I'm dropping the link in the chat. If you want to come on, click the link, put your name, boom, pop on. If not, we do it another time. But so what else we got going on in the news? So this hurricane is pretty crazy down there in Florida. When was this? I'm less than an hour from there. What? When was the Cheshire thing? I can tell you right now. Well, there's a book called In the Middle of the Night. It was in 2007. The Cheshire, Connecticut home invasion murders occurred July 23rd, 2007, in Joshua Komarjeski and Stephen Hayes invaded the residence of the Pettit family in Cheshire, Connecticut. Dr. William Pettit was severely injured. His wife, Jennifer Hawk Pettit, and two daughters, 17-year-old Haley and 11-year-old Michaela Pettit, were all murdered. It was a terrible case. Terrible. They tried running you over with the van. Damn, man. Here, I just put the link in the chat, bro. Just click that link right there. Oh, when did the escape happen? No, so this escape just happened, the one that I'm talking about in Las Vegas. This happened on he escaped on Friday, and they didn't know he was gone until Tuesday. So how does that happen? Oh shit, A Few Bad Men just dropped another episode. Go check out A Few Bad Men. He dropped the North Side Gang Part 2. He's got a really good channel, really good content. If you like mob stuff and you don't want to be involved with any of the drama that other people on here got going on, go check him out. All right, boom. Here we go, man.
Yeah. What's up, Billy?
Chilling, bro. What's good with you, man?
It's been a long time, fam. Been a long
Hell
time,
yeah.
bro.
Hell yeah, man.
Shit, we was like 17, bro, when we started hanging out back home with CT, man.
Long time, man. Long time ago.
Good to see you doing good, man. It's good to see you doing good. Yeah, so I see what your show is, man. And like I talked to you about when I hit you on the gram, like, bro, I see you talking to a lot of people and stuff, and like the way we started to come up, and then like, you know, our paths separated in life and stuff. And then when I got back in touch with you the other day, I saw some of your shows, and I was like, man, I need to talk to this dude. I
Hell yeah, man.
got some shit people want to hear, man. Like it's like when you look back, remember that song that Nas said when we were young? He said, man, I wonder if they ever made a movie about my life, or if they ever wrote a book about my life, you think people would read it? And that's like, shit, you already know, bro. So
Man, remember back then when we were hanging, man, they were shooting at the crib and all kinds of crazy shit back then.
everything. That's when Back Home was coming out of the 90s, like when it was reeling from the early 90s and everything that was going on with the gang shit in Hartford and everything. And like everybody bought the image, you know what I mean? When we was young, bro, like we didn't have no choices, like, but we wasn't restricted to like, you know, we chose that life back then, bro. Like, and because we thought we didn't know no better. We was kids and we wasn't raised the right way. You know what I'm saying? We was both raised by our moms and everything. So like it took us learning from experience to get, you know, from life where we at now. But man, bro, coming up, all the stuff, those experiences, those experiences were wild, bro. We definitely been through it, Billy.
Hell yeah. Yo, if people don't know, this was Whitey Bulger's cellmate
Yeah,
before
man.
he got murdered. For what, 18 months you were a cellmate?
Yeah, from January of 16 to October of 17. I got transferred. There's a little story behind it, but when we set the show up and everything, just for a little like prequel to what's going on, I was transferred from United States Penitentiary Coleman 1 in Sumterville, Florida, right next door to the United States Penitentiary 2, which is technically a dropout yard because of some gang affiliations I had at the one for the first like 4.5 years I was there. Everything was perfect. But I was transferred to the 2 because of some canceled affiliations when, you know, I was growing up and I was going home within a couple of years. So I decided to drop out of what I was in. And when I did, they sent me next door to Coleman 2. Right when I got off
But
the
it's
bus.
still busy there, right? You still get busy over there, right?
So busy. It's like because it's a non-active yard. So what it is the misconception of because it's not active, it goes back to like how most state prisons are, where it's like you're on man time, you're not on gang time. Over at the one, you're on gang time. You got to go by whatever the shot callers called on you and told you to do, whether you want to do it or not. You had to put in your work. I put in my work before I even changed out of my bus pants at Coleman 1 to a white supremacy gang. A gang leader, a gang goes by the name of SAW, like Supreme Aryan Warriors or some crazy shit. But they had beef with us guys, with the crew I was rolling with, the Boston crowd, and they had beef with the shot caller who's from the movie The Town, with the armored car robberies from Mass and New Hampshire and stuff. My shot caller is one of those dudes that the movie was made off. So anyway, the beef got cooked up, and I got transferred for a 2. And when they took me off the bus, bro, I went right to M unit, right into cell 232, man. And it was the handicap lower floor cell because they said your cellie's in a wheelchair. I said, dude, I had no idea who my cellie was going to be, but they grouped us like that because in the penitentiaries, they keep you at like either in your gang in your cell or somebody from your district or your car or whatever they call it. So Whitey being from Boston and me being from Connecticut and Maine, they put me in Whitey's cell. So I got in there, and like right when I got in there, I fucking saw his face, bro, and I was like, what the hell? This is Whitey Bulger, bro. Like I knew he was on the yard, but I had no clue like he was even on the same side of the yard, or especially in the unit, most definitely in the cell that they wasn't putting me in. So they put me in there, and like the first month was a little bit weird. It wasn't really like, it wasn't much talking because of who he is and like the label that he carries in society in terms of like being an informant and stuff, and like, you know, the path that he chose up into there. So me being a convict and coming off like gang time for 4 years at Penitentiary 1, like I wasn't necessarily cool with being put in Whitey Bulger's cell right away because of his name, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of like grief still, even where it was like a dropout yard. A lot of Boston guys wouldn't talk to me because I lived with Whitey, you know what I mean? But as time goes by, man, and like the relationship starts to form, because you can't pick your cellies. Like you can't walk up to the case manager and be like, bro, I want to be in a different cell. They'd be like, man, get fucked or go kill him, whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's how they look at that shit.
Yeah.
So
Yo.
like I adjusted, and like within a couple months, like me and Jimmy formed a bond. I never called him Whitey. I never called him Whitey to his face one time ever. If he ever heard anybody call him Whitey, he'd say, that cocksucking prick, fuck that kid. Fuck that dude, kid. You know what I mean? But so like a couple months went by, bro, and we start getting close, and he starts opening up to me about his stories and his past. And now, like some of your viewers might have seen, you know, Black Mass and read the book, The Black Mass, and all that. But that's what society's portrayal of Jimmy was. That wasn't what Jimmy was, man. That's what they wanted us to see, bro. That's what the story, that's what like publicized the story for him and stuff, marketed the story. But at the end of the day, man, when we do this show, we're gonna set this up, and we're gonna give him the raw and uncut, because, bro, what came out of Jimmy Bulger's mouth about his life and what we know of the Black Mass and what we know of the Winter Hill Gang and everything like that from the streets of Southie Boston, Whitey Bulger was a motherfucking gangster, bro. I don't care what anybody says about him having a ties with the FBI, because at the end of the day, anybody can talk all that gangster shit and all that solid shit and everything like that. But, bro, for instance, like, if when our past did change when we was like teenagers, bro, and you went and became an FBI agent, and I still took the path that I took and became me, bro, I'd still be your boy that you're an FBI agent. And if you was coming at me talking about this dude on this side of town is plotting to hit on you, or this dude on this side of town is plotting to rob you, or whatever like that, and we striking up conversation, like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to you too, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you too.
Yeah, you're
Like,
gonna be associated with them, right?
absolutely, because they're giving him a free pass, bro. Like they gave Jimmy a free pass, bro. They let him rock. So he was out there bodying dudes and fucking running the streets of Southie, and they was letting him rock. So at the end of the day, the man has confessed to me many, many, many times that he regrets doing what he did, because it changed his life. It changed his legacy. Now, if anybody doesn't know the mind of certain criminals, there's petty criminals that ain't about shit, bro. But in my life, and some of the people I've met through, like Leonard Peltier from Wounded Knee, and like the dude from Wolf of Wall Street, like I've met fucking geniuses behind those walls, bro. And Jimmy Bulger, he just used it wrong, man, because look what his brother did. His brother was a fucking senator of Massachusetts, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His brother ran the shit up there, and like I've read handwritten letters from his brother, like to him and stuff, and like, you know, I've met juror number 11 from Jimmy's trial, who he became friends with, Janet Ular. I've corresponded with her after, and man, like, Bill, I'm gonna give you the raw and cut, bro. If people don't know how Whitey Bulger died, how Jimmy died at Hazleton, United States Penitentiary, Hazleton, because he was sent there by an SIS member of the United States Penitentiary Coleman 2, who was from Boston originally. SIS fucking Shippy is his last name. Shippy is the dude's last name. He put Jimmy in the box for 6 months and got them to agree to a transfer to the most active yard on the East Coast and put him in a unit with Freddie Geese. Freddie Geese is the motherfucking hitman for like the Genovese, I think it was, that
He's the one that killed Al Bruno. I just was in the I went to the social club where Al Bruno was killed.
Yeah, bro. And like, listen, the thing about it is like, once you go to the dropout yard, once you go to Coleman 2 or Terre Haute or out in Arizona, they don't send you to an active yard after that, because you're a dead man, bro. You're labeled. I don't care how gangster, how tough you are. You're labeled. You're done. You know what I mean? So like, I know the whole shit behind it, but listen, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you get back to your story that you got right now, bro. But like, we're gonna chop this all up, and I'm gonna tell you real life confirmation stuff on how Jimmy was killed. And I would tell you Jimmy Bulger, aka Whitey, I'll tell you his last words when he looked at Freddie Geese in his eyes, bro. He looked
His
at Freddie.
last words, man.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
Whitey's
a big
last
one.
words, I know him because Freddie told his brother, as Freddie's brother's out, last that I knew, he was out in Cali at one of the joints out in Cali, but Freddie wrote his brother a letter, and I had a friend that was with Freddie's brother, and he said Jimmy's last words. So we're gonna do this show. You know, I got a bunch more stuff too with you, bro. I got a bunch more materials, a lot of stuff that a lot of people are gonna be interested in, bro. We'll keep it going, we'll keep it moving.
Yeah,
for you.
man. I appreciate you, bro. We'll talk.
Yeah, definitely, Bill. Love you, bro.
Love you too, bro.
All right, peace.
All right, man. There you have it, folks. It's gonna get real. We're gonna get deep into the stories, and we're gonna bring you the raw, uncut version of the truth. So I appreciate everyone who checked out my show. Make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And hey, share the video if you can. Donate to the channel, and if not, oh shit, I got Red popped on. What's up, Red? How you doing, man? I wasn't expecting you.
I saw your link.
Oh yeah. So have you been on this guy escaping? Have you seen any
No.
It's crazy, right?
I saw your link, so I said I'd just stop in.
Did you ever he's gonna put me on to some real deep stuff about Whitey Bulger, man. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
He was Whitey Bulger's celly for a long time, about 18 months. He knows his last words before he got killed, man. So what's going on with you, Red?
I just finished my show. It was an old story about Sam DiStefano in Chicago.
That was Mad Sam, right?
Right. I went into his basement. I think I'm the only living person that came out of his basement.
Oh, you went down into his basement?
Yep.
And he used to bring people down there and kill them, right?
Oh, man. You have no idea. The first thing I noticed was a drain in the middle of the floor. It was all tile.
He used to hang out with Tony Spilotro a lot, right?
Yeah.
Tony Spilotro got a lot of
Tony and I were good friends.
yeah. The word on the street is that Tony Spilotro is the one that killed him. Do you think that's true?
Sam did. But, Sam didn't do the heavy work. He had guys there working for him. He was an old man. He had varicose veins and everything else.
Who do you think killed Sam? Do you think it was Tony?
Pardon?
Was it Tony who killed Sam?
Sam DiStefano? Tony popped him with a shotgun. Blew his arm off one time. Mario was there, his brother.
Yeah.
I'm getting feedback here. Should I kill the other? Should I kill the YouTube?
It's probably because you have a YouTube on.
How's that? That better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what? You said he blew his arm off with his shotgun?
Yeah, the first shot he had a double barrel shotgun side by side, and the first one he kind of turned. He blew his arm completely off. I've got photographs of it. And the second shot he put right in his head. It's an 18 barrel shotgun. Mario, his brother, was there with him. They were all three on trial.
Wait, whose brother? Whose brother was with him?
Sammy D.
How come he didn't do nothing?
He set the whole thing up. His brother was going to send them all to prison.
Oh shit, man!
And as a result, Tony got a walk. He got a walk. He walked away. They found him not guilty, but Mario wound up going to prison anyway.
Oh, so.
But he always blamed his
brother. Sam's own brother went to prison for killing him.
Well, not for killing him, for killing Leo Foreman. They never proved, I knew what happened because I was on the inside. And I remember when it happened, 1974. But it was one of those kind of things where they told Sam ahead of time. They said, we found the witness. We know where he's hiding. And Sam said, good, let's go get him. We'll pick you up in a little while. He was waiting on this garage. And Mario walked ahead. And then Tony was walking behind him. Tony's a little short guy. He was
He had the gun behind him, right?
Well, he was holding it at his side, right? And all of a sudden, Mario steps aside, and Sam kind of twisted, but he got the first shot, blew his arm off. Second shot, coup de grace, right in the head.
So the neighbors don't hear nothing happen. They don't see people
Nobody
there.
sees nothing.
Wow.
Nobody sees nothing. You don't stick your head out the window when you hear shots fired.
No.
I think it took the police like a half hour to get there. The 911 call was a lot later.
Let me get Di Stefano. Boom, boom. This dude was a crazy guy, man.
He was insane. He was satanic. He worshipped the devil. I talked about it in my broadcast just now. But he had a altar for a black mass set up down there and everything else. The basement wasn't really, it was a basement, but it was paneled and the floor was tiled. And while I was sitting there going through my ordeal with somebody else that dragged me into there, I was looking at the floor tile and I noticed a drain in the center of the floor so they could wash down the blood. And I was saying to myself, how did I get here? You know,
You're like, damn, how the hell do I get out of
I looked
here?
at the altar. I looked at the altar and I said, I know he's nuts, you know. Yeah, that's his house. I went in through that garage door, parked the car, the electric door closed behind me. See that little breezeway in between?
Yeah, yeah.
I walked through there to the kitchen, and Anita, his wife, she was making a big pot of tomato sauce and other things were in there, like sausage and whatever.
Yeah.
She had some fresh bread, and she broke off some fresh bread that she had baked, and she dipped it in the sauce, and she said, do you want some? She's a real nice lady. And I said, yeah. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know I was going down to the basement for a problem. So I took a bite out of that, and then one guy came out, and he said, come on. And we went down to the basement. And when we were down in the basement, it got really volatile. On the way out, Anita said to me, do you want some more tomato bit? I said, no, thanks. I'm in a hurry. I'm out the door, man.
So when you were in the basement, you could tell that it was a place where they used it.
He was telling the guy that I brought there, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And he said, why are you going to do that, Sam? You know why? You know why? And they were arguing back and forth. Finally, he got up. He was screaming, frothing at the mouth. I mean, frothing at the mouth. Like I'd never seen a human being do. I mean, you see animals do that when they eat or something. But this guy is frothing at the mouth, spitting out the sides of his mouth, everything else. And the guy turns around and he says, Sam, would you do me a favor? And he said, you want me to do you a favor? I'm going to kill you, you son of a bitch. I'm going to kill you. He said, what do you want? The guy was real quiet. He said, what do you want? He said, my dog is up in the car, Sam. After I'm gone, would you take care of my dog? Get out of here. Get out. That was my cue. I was up the steps. I jumped 2 steps at a time going up the basement steps.
Yeah, I would have too, man.
But I do believe, and everybody else has said, I'm the only living person that's been down there and actually saw what I saw.
That's pretty nuts.
I mean, there's accounts of it, but there are people that have passed on now.
Was he a captain?
No, he wasn't even made. He was too crazy. Paul Rica, when they were in prison, he went up to Paul Rica and said, if you give me some amount of money, 10,000, 20, 100,000, whatever, I'll make you millions on the street. And so Paul Rica gave it to him. And he went on the street. He was king of the juice loans. He used to brag. He said, everything from here to California is my money. And he used to charge people 10% a week.
Oh, so he was raking in a lot of money for these guys.
Millions. And that's the only reason they kept him.
And he would take care of problems for him too, right?
He was very, he was public. I mean, he'd grab a microphone on the street, or when he was in court, he had a megaphone. And he's in court, he's laying on a gurney and he's screaming at the judge. They said, he's got to go. You know, he's got to go now. Even his own brother that was there said, we got to get rid of him. I don't want to go to prison. Mario wound up going to prison now. Tony walked.
That's pretty crazy, man. He said, "What?" Anthony says, "What's up, bro? We swimming here in Florida."
Yeah.
Yo, prayers go out to Florida, man. They're getting hit hard
down there. I
hurricane.
swear, I'm in Florida, but I'm in the Panhandle. It missed me.
But still, I'm sure you feel effects from it, right?
No, none at all. The sun. It was blue sky today. It's great out. It's cold. Where I'm at, it's cold. It went down to 50 degrees at night here, but
They were showing tornadoes popping up
That's
everywhere
all down
and
south.
everything.
It's central and south. It's like hundreds of miles away from me. But that storm is like 300 miles wide. The peninsula of Florida is only 400 miles wide.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys a picture
So that's
of
going
it.
to go up the whole thing up the center.
Yeah, it's probably going to bring a lot of rain up here.
Jacksonville. Pardon?
I'm sure it's going to bring a lot of rain up here to Connecticut eventually.
Maybe, maybe not. I think it's going to rain out. It's going to go out in the Atlantic, and it'll come back in probably around Georgia, Savannah, or maybe South Carolina. And then after that, it's going to go out to sea. That's the projected pattern. And I've seen so many like this one. This one reminds me of Charlie. Very much. Charlie was like this. That was when it was just organized. That was a tropical storm. Now, yeah.
Look how big that is. That's huge.
That little eye grew huge.
Yeah. It's really strong right now. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's already on land. It's on its way up. It's coming right up to the center. And the rain that comes with it. I called a friend of mine in Sarasota. I have friends in Sarasota. I have friends in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And I called them. And my friend in Sarasota, I said, how bad is it? And he said, well, you know, Sarasota Bay? And I said, yeah, I used to live right on the bay. He said, it vacuumed all the water out to sea.
Yeah, sucked it all out. The whole bay, right?
The whole bay was empty. And he said, we saw strollers down there. We saw all kinds of stuff because the water's only like 25 feet deep in the bay. They got channel buoys, the markers. And he said, we saw all this stuff in there. And he said, I didn't know that much junk was down on the bottom of there. And I said, wait, it's going to come back when the storm surge comes back after the back end comes in. I said, how far are you from there? He said, about a half a mile. I said, get in your car and leave because when it comes back, it's going to be at least 20 feet that goes over you.
How long has it been? How long did it go out? Like,
it stayed out there for like maybe 4 or 5 hours. It was empty. You could walk across it in the mud, you know.
I'd be nervous to be down there, man. I don't mess with hurricanes.
I'll tell you what, I'll take a hurricane any day of the week over a tornado.
Yeah, they're too compact
because
and
tornadoes,
powerful.
they let you know way in advance, or hurricanes, they let you know weeks in advance when it's coming. Tornadoes, it's like, you're lucky
7
if you hear
trees
the
down
siren.
already. I'm sure a lot more trees will be down, man.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. They say the one that hit me in 2018 was Hurricane Michael. And they say this one, and that was a Category 5. This is a Cat 4. And it knocked everything down here, Bill. It knocked everything down. The cell towers were down. We didn't have electricity for 3 months. We didn't have communications for 3 months. All the telephone poles snapped right in half. Every one of them.
So after this hurricane, do they hire people to go down there and fix houses?
They were down there already. They knew it was coming. So the power companies from West Virginia, Kentucky, Indiana, they came down and staged themselves. So when the storm is over, they can fix the wires and the electric.
Yeah, so they're waiting. They're on.
Oh,
like
yeah, they're just
standby.
waiting till the storm passes to see how much damage is done.
Yeah, there was a guy that on one of my Facebook or Instagram, and he's like, yo, if you're trapped in a house, we'll save you. We have channels on walkie-talkies and all that stuff. It's crazy, man.
Well, in 2018, I went to my hunting cabin. I have a hunt club. At any rate, it's in Sumatra, which is not that far from here. But I went there because I thought I was right on the Gulf. I mean, the waves come right onto my beach.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, it's not good to be here. So I figured, go out in the woods. You'll be safe out in the woods, right? And I go to the hunting camp, and I brought my mother with. She was 97 years old. And I brought her with. And what happens? A tree fell on it and pinned us both. And we were laying there for 2 days. 2 days. And then finally a helicopter went over, and I said, oh, he saw there wasn't any light, you know, no signal of any kind. I pulled my pistol out, fired a couple shots at the helicopter, and they circled and came back.
Oh, man. That's insane.
And they came down, and they evacuated us to Tallahassee Regional.
Did they
tell
take you in the helicopter and everything?
Oh, they landed. Yeah, they landed. They
I
had
remember.
a tree off of us.
Wow,
We were pinned by a big tree, had to be 4 foot wide in diameter.
that's
We were
crazy.
pinned down there.
I
I never
remember
thought I'd make it out alive.
2011. I remember when the tornadoes went through Springfield, Mass. See, it's things like that. Like Springfield, Mass never gets tornadoes and things like that. And now they're starting to get things in areas that they don't have usually. So I think the weather is really messed up, man.
I agree. It's not just located in one spot, it's everywhere.
I got to get ready to go eat dinner, man. I'm
A
starving.
bed, a car, and a cabin. Pinned to what's he
Pinned
asking?
into what? Red, a car, or the cabin.
It was a cabin. It was not as it was a hunt club, so we hunt deer. We hunt deer out there. It's in the middle of nowhere, believe me. Going into the woods, it's maybe 4.5 miles in the middle of the woods. I figured I'd be safe with the trees around it and everything. You know, when the wind comes, it's going to break the trees up in the wind. It snapped the trees off like toothpicks. I mean, it just broke them in half. It was bad. That was 2018, October 10th, 2018. It hit. I will never forget it. I went back to look for my house. Gone.
Completely
Nothing.
gone.
A
All
vacant
your
lot.
stuff gone too? Everything you owned was in it?
I found one thing. You know what I found? My gun safe.
Yeah.
It weighed 1,600 pounds and it rolled a couple blocks,
Wow.
but we got it back and I opened it up and it was in good shape. So I saved some of my, pictures and things like that. And then I got on YouTube. I saved some of that stuff. I lost my computers. Right? I lost my furniture. I lost everything. And the house was completely gone. It wasn't knocked down. It was a vacant lot.
Does insurance cover things like that?
Mine did.
Can you imagine if your insurance didn't cover it?
No.
Some people have to deal with that. Some people go through.
I had it insured for $12 million, and they paid for everything. I mean, furniture inside, 50% for contents. So I didn't use that.
All those big diamond rings that went flying in the storm.
No, just a couple, Bill.
In the Rolexes and everything else.
No, those were in the safe.
Yeah.
They were in the safe.
Were they all banged up?
No.
No,
they were in boxes in the safe.
Yeah.
A couple of my firearms weren't in the safe. I brought a couple with me, and they were, I don't know what happened to them. The helicopter, whatever, they took care of that stuff. But everything that was in the safe, all my firearms, I had a SIG 226 in there, some handguns that I used years ago. 1970 satin nickel finish Combat Commander 45, a Walther PPK, a bunch of handguns, and then I had a black powder rifle for hunting, and I had a crossbow in there, and I had a 870 shotgun in there, and I had my Remington 270 that I hunt with a lot of times, and I had a lever action in there, and they all came out okay. That's a big safe, guy. When I built this house now, I put the safe there and we built the rooms around it. So it's in a closet, but if
your whole house will get blown away and just the safe.
If you ever wanted to break into my house and get that safe, you'd have to get a tow truck and put a line through, wrap it around it, and yank it out of the wall.
Yeah, right through your house.
That's the only way to get it out now.
Yo, I appreciate you coming on, and I want to have you on again. I want to get into some more of your stories, man. I'm really intrigued by some of your Chicago stories. I gotta go eat dinner, man. I'm starving.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I worked all day. I did.
It's 8:30 by you.
Yeah, it's 8:30. I did remodeling all day with my brother. I do carpentry work on the side here and there. So
you're busting your butt, your day job, and hitting this at night.
Hey, man, you got to keep going, keep grinding.
Well, maybe I'll come back out again, Bill.
Well, I
Like your
appreciate
show.
you. Thank you.
I sometimes feel bad because you really don't get noticed a lot. You know?
It's all right, man. The people who are watching, those are the people I want watching. And I don't care about the fame and all that stuff. I do this for me and to help other people. And I get a lot of positive feedback. So all that will come in time.
I'm looking at your comments up here, and it says, Cindy Birch, I'm getting busy signals when I call Florida. And Gianni, who's Gianni?
Gianni Catalano.
Yeah. He thinks my story's incredible. He should hear some of the other ones. They're really bad.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you. And we'll set one up where I have you on and we do a really like an intricate show.
All right, buddy.
All right.
You
Thank
have
you,
a great
man.
night. Enjoy your food. God bless you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you could get my videos every time they drop. Till next time.